Good morning everyone, welcome back to another day on the farm, another vlog. It's a chilly morning again, it's about 0 degrees now, so this is snowing weather. We've not actually had any yet, but I think we've got some due later on today. Yeah, I mean today is Saturday and normally I'm not in on a Saturday, but just spotted one of the lads because one of the lads wanted the morning off, so I'm doing the morning, and then this afternoon I'm going to watch a football game with my granddad on my mum's side of the family, so that's not like the non-farming side. Yeah, we're going over to Sheffield to watch Sheffield Wednesday, even though obviously I live in Cheshire and the farm's in Cheshire, but yeah, he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan, so now I'm yeah, so today just sort of getting done and getting gone so I can get over there, but I thought I'd use this one because someone in the comments put, like, in one of the other videos was put in the comments something like how did you get into dairy, or you know, sort of basically how have I got where I am, and probably do a bit more of an explanation as to what I actually do and how many cows we milk and stuff like that. So I think that is what I'm going to do this video, so stay tuned. Hear about my little mini life story and yeah, hope you all enjoy, and hope you all enjoy the little vlogs. I've been really enjoying making them, to be honest. I find it a lot easier to pick up the camera every day rather than just pick it up whenever I feel like making a video. So yeah, it's a lot more fun. So yeah, we'll get into it and explain how I've ended up where I am with these little things. Hey girls, how have we ended up with you? How have we ended up milking you? I'm not sure either. I don't really know how far back to go in terms of the timeline, but basically we'll start at university. So, oh, John Deere beeping its head off as usual. Yeah, so like I was saying, we'll start at university. Shut up, Josh. Start at university. So pretty much I've done my first year at university. I went to Liverpool John Moores, studied sports business, so not farming related at all. And as I've already previously mentioned in another video, my dad was an arable farming prior to me coming to the farm. But yeah, so did my first year of university, sports business at Liverpool John Moores. Second year of university, COVID hit, so I only did half of that actually at uni, and then my third year was all done from home. But yeah, during my second year, when everyone had to go home and leave the accommodation, I went back home, but I went back to the farm, to give Dad a hand, and sort of just spending a lot more time. I've always sort of helped with like TB testing or like lambing and things like that, but I was never like fully invested in it and never going to be a farmer as such. But yeah, second year of uni, and I came back to the farm and I was just loving it, and loving working with Dad every day, and yeah, sort of slowly increased the amount of sheep we had, got up to probably over 100 breeding ewes at one point, and then fattened the lambs off them, and then had about 40 Anguses, Aberdeen Angus, pedigree Anguses, as a suppler herd. So that was that stage. But then we bought a farm about 2.5 years ago, and the plan was to increase in beef and sheep. But we got the farm, and it's in a ring fence. It's 150 acres you can actually farm, but it's 180 acres. But 150 of it is actual grass you can get to. The rest like woodlands and stuff like that. Yeah, so we got the farm, and it was previously a dairy farm, and it has like the wooden cow cubicles, it has the framework for a parlour, it has all that sort of exciting stuff. And shush, talk, you silly tractor. And by the what? So by this point, yeah, obviously I'm loving farming. I'd got in my head that I did not want to go into sports business. I just really enjoyed playing sports. I enjoyed watching sports, more playing than watching, and it's always just been a big part of my life, playing and watching sport, football and rugby. And yeah, so realised that I didn't want to be in an office. I love being outside, I love working with my dad, and yeah, I just got really interested in it. And as I got older, I sort of enjoyed learning more. When I was at school, as a young lad, I wasn't really fussed about learning and educating myself too much, which is probably why I didn't really go down that route. But yeah, I started enjoying learning about farming and everything else, and that led to sort of buying this other farm and wanting to expand. So onto the dairy farm. So this dairy farm we then bought it, and I said to Dad, I said, can we go dairy farming? And he was a bit like, ooh, I don't know, because a lot of people say it's really hard work, which it is. You're fully tied to it all the time. You know, you have to be here each end of the day. Can get quite stressful when you're calving, and milk price volatility isn't always amazing. But no, we decided to go for it. We looked at a few different systems, and we actually autumn block calve our cows here. So all the cows will calve within what we aim to be like an 8 to 10 week block. It was like a massive block in my first year. This second year, the first time I calved, yeah, it was a huge block. This second year it'll be a lot smaller block, if you like. But the first year I basically bought 60 heifers, and then we artificially inseminated them with Cogent, choosing the bulls. And then I bought another 20 cows from Wales and another 20 cows from Somerset. And these cows are all Jersey Holstein, Friesian Holstein cross cows. So they're a lot smaller. They're about 550 kilo cows, and the main purpose of them is to graze. So as I mentioned before, the farm is 150 acres grazing ground in a ring fence, so we do as much grazing as we can, but it is quite a wet farm. It's quite heavy clay land. Yeah, and basically just bit the bullet, and Dad said to me, if you want to go dairy farming, you can, if you think you're up for it. So yeah, and essentially I've just started and never looked back, and gone full steam ahead, and probably gone too fast into it, but I'm absolutely loving it. So that's how we've got to where we are dairy farming. Now, dairy farming is in the blood of my family, and we can date back farming in Cheshire back to the 1700s, where distant relatives of ours had a farming crew, and then my granddad's brother had 3 dairy farms in Cheshire. So that's more like a recent generation, but yeah, so that's basically the family history. And then my dad and his dad were arable. At one point they had up to about 1,000 acres, so yeah. But no, I much prefer animals. Just given these beef calves. So these are the beef calves from this year, and they are looking tremendous. A few Herefords in there, Anguses, and yeah, these are absolutely flying. They're just on some haylage. Make sure they can all get a bit. But no, I absolutely love these. and just give them a little bit of bedding before. But yeah, lovely little things. So these are all weaned now, and they're just on corn and haylage. Pen is probably a bit too small for them. Now they're grown as well. Look at the size of that. That number 99 is called Patch. If you can see, it's got a. Whoa! That is not what I'm going to do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Patch. There he is. He's got an eye patch. That's why it's called Patch. Ah! I need to stop zooming in. Yeah, so I much prefer animals to tractors probably. I do still love tractors, and don't get me wrong. In fact, here's the tractor I did my test on when I was 16, sorry, you can do your tractor licence. And this is the tractor that I did it on. It's the old 2725 Massey Ferguson. So yeah, I remember doing that, and that'll be what, 10? Yeah, nearly 10 years ago. I'll show you in the cab. It is really quite basic compared to what we have nowadays. I absolutely love it though. Yeah. And remember, that's your gearbox there. You've got a low box. There's your tortoise, and there's your rabbit. Low box, high box, neutral. 1, 2, 3 in both gears, and then that's your forward. That's your forward and reverse. Yeah, it's a nice tractor to be honest. I love it. I do love all the old Masseys to be honest. They are my favourites, and that's what Dad always used to have from the arable farm. Yeah, but I just don't know if I've covered everything there. Let me have a think. Oh yeah, so one of the questions on this comment, which asked me how long, like why I got into dairy and stuff, I didn't just like fly into it. I did go milking somewhere, so I milked at Martin's, who's a dairy farmer and a contractor. He does my contracting, slurry pumping. So when we filled the slurry bags up by the lagoon, he does all of that. When we bought the farm, I asked if I could do some milking, and he sort of taught me how to milk, if you like. So thank you, Martin. Yeah, and then I also went and worked at a farm in Sandbach to sort of learn the block calving system and sort of looking after the calves properly, because I'd never really done that. With us previously having a suckler herd, we used to leave the calves on the Aberdeen Angus mothers and let them grow and then take them off eventually. We'd wean them that way, so I never actually had to hand rear calves myself, but going there, it did teach me a lot about how to rear the calves and sort of the attention to detail you need, which was really good. And calf rearing is like one of my favourite things to do, to be honest. So I do that especially when I'm in that first 4 weeks of calving. So I'm just reading this comment back. Enjoy the video, case must do it. Could you give a background to you becoming a dairy farmer after your father was a tillage farmer? Did you go to college and work on another dairy farm? I assume Jack is one of the family. So Jack is actually not one of the family, although it may seem like it. Jack is actually just starting an apprenticeship at Retief, and I'm an apprenticeship employer, if you like, which is pretty cool. So he'll probably end up knowing a lot more than me. But yeah, working on the farm is me, Jack, and then we have James and Will, and they all just sort of do a bit as well. Do a bit of contracting themselves, James and Will do, and yeah, and then they work for me as well, sort of part time. And then obviously there's my dad as well. But he wasn't going to go and learn how to dairy farm at the age of 60, whatever he is, 61 or something. So he said it is a lot on me, which is fine. I like it. I like the pressure. But yeah, and yeah, like I was just saying, I didn't go to college to Retief or any agricultural college. I didn't go to agricultural university. I would have loved to. Like I could have done my time again, and if I knew I was going to be a farmer, then I would have done. But things happen in different orders for a reason. So I'm still farming now, and I'm learning as I'm going. I'm getting good advice off the right people. I think that's the main thing. So yeah, keep going with it. But I don't know if I've covered all points. It might seem a bit rushed. But essentially, we bought a dairy farm. I wanted to go dairy farming and chuck myself in the deep end with it, and I know I absolutely love it. And yeah, so currently in my second year. So that was my second lot of calving. Has just finished last November. Just finished calving for this year. So now we're trying to get the cows all back in calf. That's what we'll be doing all December and January. So AI man will still be coming, and then we'll stop serving. Then springtime, the cows will go out and they'll graze grass until they then calve again. So it's quite a nice system, to be honest. Yeah, and we do most of the work ourselves. We try and do all our silaging ourselves. So yeah, that's what makes for a lot of exciting footage if you're new around here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I don't really think there is, to be honest. I think I've covered everything. I've probably just rushed telling you. So if you've got any more questions, then do let me know. But I'm done on the farm for today. In fact, I'm probably a bit late, if anything. There might be some snow coming tonight. It is forecast very, very heavy snow pretty much all over the country. So yeah, we'll just have to see. So I'm back home now after watching the football. Finished 2-2, in case you're wondering. It was a good game. Me and Grandad both enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm going to get to bed now because I'm going snow ploughing in the morning, very early, about 4 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning. So yeah, Ferg Roylance has got us a few jobs that he wants us to do. And then, yeah, going to do them, see how my snowplow goes. So I'll see you guys in the morning, and yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Sorry if this was a bit of a not really much farming content video, but it's a video, and yeah, if you've got any other questions or any other suggestions, let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.